This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we have seen the demo part. In the demo part, we have seen the contents what we are going to discuss in our course, like core Java, then web technologies, advanced Java frameworks like Spring and Hibernate, web services, microservices, and some of the real-time tools. And in the last class, we have discussed about the programming concepts which are required to enter into any programming language. And we have seen about the meaning of comments. Then we have seen about keywords, variables, then data types, how to declare the variable, the need of declaration of variable. Then we have seen about the concept of method, how to define a method. So today let us enter into the next part. Let us start off with Java today. Java introduction. So today also class will be approximately 30 minutes. From the next class onwards, the time will get increased. Hello, Megha. Hello, Leela.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Megha.
Hi.
Hi, Leela. Yeah, hi. Right. So today let us enter into the next part, Java introduction. So before we enter into this Java introduction, let me ask one small question. Like whenever we are developing software applications, we are having two approaches to develop software applications. One is structured approach and one more is object-oriented approach. Structured programming, object-oriented programming. Can anyone take examples of structured programming languages? Which languages follow structured approach?
C,
Very good. C language, Pascal, COBOL, all older languages. Then coming to object-oriented,
C++, Java,
right? C++, Java, .NET, Python, PHP, all these are object-oriented. Java comes under as what? Object-oriented programming. So Java is an object-oriented programming language. Java is what? It's an object-oriented programming language developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystems. This Sun Microsystems is acquired by which company now? Java is a product of which company now?
Oracle?
Very good. It's a Oracle. So Sun Microsystems is acquired by Oracle Corporation. And it was done in 2010. Now, since Java is object-oriented programming language, before we enter into Java, we should have a basic idea on object-oriented concepts. So without having basic idea on object-oriented concepts, entering into Java will be difficult for us. So the objective today is we'll understand the basic idea on this object-oriented concepts. Object-oriented concepts or features. We are having totally 6 important features of object-oriented. They are objects, classes, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. These are the 6 important features of object-oriented. And in order to enter into Java, we should have a basic idea on what is object, what is class. So the objective of today's class is we'll be understanding the meaning of this object and class so that from next class onwards we can enter into Java easily. And all these features we are going to see once again using Java technology, and this will take totally 5 classes for us to complete. Okay. All right. Now let us start off with the first term, object. Let us go with object. The meaning of object is like any real-time entity. You can take any real-time entity which has at least one feature, which has some properties. Like example, when you take a laptop, what features do you see in laptop before you purchase? What do you check before you purchase a laptop?
How much memory is the
Right.
available?
The hard disk capacity, the RAM capacity, the processor speed, the graphic card, the screen size, the make, the model, the color, price, all these things we are going to check. And if you are able to see at least one feature, we can call it as what? Object. So how to define an object is like, an object is a real-time entity which has identity, state, and behavior. Which has what? Identity, state, and behavior. Okay. Let me elaborate what is this identity, state, and behavior using a diagram. Let us understand this using a diagram about the concept of object. Right? Now, so in order to enter into Java, we should have basic idea on object-oriented concepts, since Java is what? Object-oriented programming language. So today objective is we'll be understanding about what is object and what is class. So first we'll understand about object. What is an object? It's a real-time entity which has identity, state, and behavior. Let us understand these three terms using a diagram. Whatever the diagram I'm drawing, everything will be shared to you. The document, the diagrams, the class is getting recorded, everything will be shared to you after the class. It's a regular process. Let us understand about object. Let us consider an object like a car. A car. Let us go with a car. Now, how to identify a car uniquely? How to identify a car uniquely? By using the registration number. By using some registration number. Then, for a car, we go with the state. The meaning of state is like the features what we see in the car. The features, whatever we see in the car, the properties what we see in the car, that is called a state. So what we can see in car, like make, model, color, price, capacity, like seating capacity, engine capacity, fuel capacity, like that. Okay. So the features whatever we see in the car, that is what your state. So whether the car is manual or automatic, like that. This state, even we call it as, understand the terminologies today. Terminologies are important. This state, even we call it as data members or variables or properties or data members or fields or attributes. I'm giving all the terminologies. So different people use different terminologies. I'm giving all the terminologies over here. So simple words you can say data members or variables. Then for a car, we go with the behavior. The meaning of behavior is the functionalities, the actions what we perform. So what we can do with car? Anyone? What we can do with car?
How much
We can,
mileage and what seats in leather seats are?
that comes under state.
Okay.
That comes under state. Actions, what we do with car? What actions we can perform on car?
Drive.
Drive,
We can, right? We can
drive.
drive.
Right.
We can apply brake. We can change gear. we can reverse, we can stop, like this. The actions what you perform, that only we call it as what? Behavior. Then this behavior, we can even call it as methods or functions or operations. This behavior, we can even call it as what? Methods or functions or operations. All the meanings are same. Different people use different terminologies. Clear everyone? The meaning of object? Right? So I'll be taking one more good example at the last to understand more about object. Now, the next definition is class. So what is a class? Is like a class is a collection of data members and methods. What makes a class? It is a collection of data members and methods. The state of your object, will act as what? Data members. Will act as data members. The behavior will act as methods. Right? Then, how to create a class in Java? How to create a class in Java is by using a keyword class. So in the last class, I've mentioned the term called as keyword. Keyword, variable, data types, all these are important before we enter into any programming language. The meaning of keyword is like a predefined word where your language will understand. So here we are going to use a keyword called as class and the name of the class, like example person. Then open and close curly brace, meaning the class begins at this open curly brace and ends at closing curly brace. Now, in this class, we go with the data members and methods. So we go with some data members. So for a person, what we can go? For a person, we can go with the age, name, and height. When we say age, in age, what type of data we store? A numeric value without any decimal point. So a numeric value without any decimal point, we call them as what? Integer data type. So whenever we take any variable, to allocate memory for variable, we have to mention the data type of the variable, which I have elaborated in last class. However, I'll discuss all these things again in Java also. Then name, we go with collection of characters. So we say the data type as string. Then height, in height we can store a value with a decimal point, then we say float. So these are the data members or properties or variables. Then methods, what a person can do? A person can eat. Again, we have to write some code inside the method, open and close curly brace. And a person can walk, a person can eat, a person can walk. So what makes a class? A class is a collection of some data members and some methods. The actions what we perform, that only we call methods. Now, once we create the class, outside of the class, what do you mean by outside after this curly braces? Outside of the class, if you try to access age directly, if you are trying to give value to age directly, this will go with error in Java. We cannot access these members of class outside directly. Then how to access these members outside of class? How to access is by creating object. This point is very, very important. This is the main thing what we require to enter into Java. That is the members of the class. When we say members, it can be your data members or methods. The members of the class are accessed using objects with the dot operator. Then how to create objects syntactically, programmatically, how to create objects. How to create object is the syntax of creating objects is, syntax means what? The rules of language. How to create is we have to go with the class name, object name, equal to new class name. So again, new is a keyword here. Like example, what is the name of the class we have created above? Person. Take the name of the class, then some object name like p equal to new, again person. In this, p is an object of class person. What is this p? It is an object of class person. Now, by using this p object with the dot operator, now we can give value to age. By using p with the dot operator, now we can give value to name. Since name is of type string, the value should go in double quotes. String means collection of characters, alphabets. Then we can go with height. And we can call the method eat and call the method walk. Like this. So by creating object only, we can access the members of the class. This is the point what we require to enter into Java. Clear this point, all of you?
Yes.
So anyone having any questions up to here? Right? Now, still people will have some confusion. What is object? What is class? Even though we discussed it here, so still we'll be having some confusion. So let me remove this confusion today. What is object? What is class? How to identify this? Now, for that, let me take an example here. So let us suppose a client comes to us. Who is client? The company or a people who gives the requirements to us to do the software product. So when the client comes and gives the requirement to us, once the requirement is given, we want to develop that application using object oriented. So when you want to develop application using object oriented, we have to identify the objects from the given requirement. Then using objects, we identify the classes. That's the way we proceed. Now, let me take the scenario. Like the concept here is identifying objects and classes. Let me take the scenario like Mr. XXX teaches Java at RRR Technologies. Mr. XXX teaches Java at RRR Technologies. Then PPP attends Java sessions. PPP attends what here? Java sessions. Then Mrs. XXX teaches testing at the same company. Mrs. XXX teaches for testing at the same company. Then QQQ attends testing sessions. This is the small scenario given to us. From this requirement, we have to identify the objects first. How to identify the objects is the nouns, the English grammar word nouns, they are your objects here. So can you see which are the objects from the beginning? From the beginning, what are the objects here? What are the objects? Don't wait for others to speak. You can directly speak. You can directly answer it. Starting from beginning, which are nouns here, which are objects here? Yes, Uday?
Java and testing sessions.
Yeah, before that, before Java, one more is there. What is that?
The company.
Mr. XXX, right? Mr. XX. Then Java. After Java,
RRR.
right? RRR Technologies. Then
PPP.
PPP. Next,
Java.
Mrs. XXX. Java already we have done. Already it is done. So no need to write once again. Then next one after Mrs. XXX.
QQQ.
Testing and QQQ, right? So these are the nouns. So these are your objects here. Now once we identify the objects, the next step is we have to categorize the objects. Categorize means if you take Mr. XXX and Mrs. XXX. So what is the role they are playing here? What these two people are here?
Teachers.
Teachers. Two people are teachers or faculty or professor, anything, whatever the name you want to take, you can take. These two are what here? Let me go with the name faculty. Java and testing. What these two are?
Subjects.
Subjects, codes, technologies. Okay, let me go with the name codes. RRR, it's a company or institute. PPP and QQQ,
People.
people. Or what these two are here? Even
Students.
XXX, they are also people only. They are what here? What is the role they are playing?
Students.
So these four names, what we got? These names only we call them as classes. These names only we call classes. So we can even define a class like a class is a collection of related objects. What makes a class? It's a collection of what? Related objects. The real existing things, these are real existing things are your objects. The generic names what we use, they are what here? Classes. Clear all of you? The difference between object and class? And how we identify classes using objects, right? So if you take our scenario only, myself, Raj. Raj is an object of class faculty. You people like Leela, Sarita, Uday, you people, you all are what? Objects of class student. If you take our scenario. The real existing things are objects. The generic names what we use, we call them as classes. Right? Any questions, anyone? So what we discussed today? We just started with the Java introduction. Java is what type of programming language? Object-oriented programming language. And since Java is object-oriented, in order to enter into Java, we should have a basic idea on object-oriented concepts, and that to object and class. What is an object? It's a real-time entity which has identity, state, and behavior. Like example, I've taken an example like a car. How to identify a car? Registration number. The meaning of state is the features, the properties what we see in car, like make, model, color, price, capacity, like this. This we call state. Even we call this state as data members or variables or properties or attributes or fields. I've written data members once again, I think, right? Right? The next one, behavior. Behavior means the actions what we perform using objects. So what we do with car? We can drive, we can apply brake, we can change gear, we can reverse, we can stop. This we can even call it as methods or functions or operations. Then the next one, class. What makes a class? It's a collection of data members and methods. Means the state will act as data members, the behavior will act as methods. How to create a class in Java? By using a class name. Open and close curly brace means where the class begins and where it ends. Where it goes with some data members like age, name, height, and the methods like the actions what we perform like eat and work, the operations. Once we create the class, if I want to access these members outside of class directly, not possible. How to access? Only by creating object. How to create object? We go with the class name, object name equal to new class name, like this, person p equal to new person, and using this object with the dot operator, we can access. So this is the major point what I require in order to enter into Java, right? So let me stop here today, and from next class onwards, the timing will get increased and the class will be, again I'm repeating, classes will be from Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. IST, and the class will go for maximum 1 hour. So I'll be just going with the logical end. The class will go for maximum 1 hour. Means sometimes it may go with 50 minutes, 55 minutes, 57 minutes, like that. The next class will be on Monday, that is 21st November at same 7 p.m. IST. And whatever the GoToMeeting link you are having, that will get expired today. So I'll be taking care of sending the new link. Don't worry from your end. I'll only take care of this. So we'll send the new GoToMeeting link to join by this Sunday evening. By this Sunday evening, IST, I'll be taking care of sending to you. Okay.
Here's a question.
I'll be
Here's
mentioning
a
the dates.
here's a
Yes,
question,
Alex.
Raz. I have given the email when I was joining to the meeting. So that email you are going to use to send it to me?
Right. Yeah, I think
Okay.
today is your first class, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'll be taking care of your email IDs. Okay. I'll be sharing my email ID to you. To that, you send a test mail to me. So I'll be taking care of sending all the previous classes and today's one, and even the links also.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
I have a question.
Yes, Megha.
What version of Java is we learning?
Yeah. Can you repeat? I did not hear you properly.
Which version of Java you are teaching?
Yeah. The latest one is Java 18 version. Okay, you can download that 18 version, but in my case I'm having 17 version. I'll be going with that only, but minimum 8 version you should have on your systems. Still companies are using 8 version, but as the days goes on, I'll be taking the features added in Java 8, Java 5, Java 8, sorry, Java 9, Java 10. All those things I'll be covering in our course along with the topic what feature got added at that place. Okay, Megha.
Okay. Okay.
And for writing the code, we will be making use of Eclipse IDE. Okay, I'll use Eclipse IDE to write the codes. Right. So next class, Monday, where I'm going to start off with the Java features. We'll discuss Java features, wherein some important features of Java that we discuss. And after that, next Tuesday, we'll be seeing the practical part, like how to download and install Java. And we'll be developing a application at command prompt. Okay.